Well, Picard season 3 took a number 2 episode called Disengage. Yeah. Except the big line at the end, well, towards the end anyway, was engage. So, again, as I said from the first episode, is that I saw no evidence of any great makeover here, because that's all been the hype of critics of this film on YouTube and what have you, which had raked the previous seasons over the coals, and rightfully so, and all the other Star Trek shows from Secret Hideout. And but that this was different, that this one had turned a big page, you know. None of them said it was a masterpiece, at least the ones I listened to, or anything like that. They just said it was better and a competent show, which I thought, well, you know, even so, I think it's too little too late and that sort of thing. But you know, theoretically, I suppose just a basic plot of some adventure in space, maybe they actually were able to achieve that. But the scrutiny is far higher as a result of all the bad and that sort of thing. So you notice things more, and you might have been more forgiving had it just been a good yarn. And so that's certainly a factor in it. But I guess this episode wasn't as stupid as the previous one, but it still undercuts itself. I didn't quite have any scene in it that because the 7 of 9 scene in the previous episode I thought was just stupid, where she's, you know, having a bit of a meltdown over Starfleet and all that sort of thing. And then Captain Shaw dead names her and makes her do it. Oh. The odd thing about it is, within the scenario presented and according to, you know, the regulations and the laws and everything that they're supposed to be living under and all that, Captain Shaw is absolutely right in almost every scene. and they don't really justify it much of why he should be opposed. And it ultimately was unnecessary. The idea that Riker and Picard couldn't get a ship to go find Beverly and all that, it's just ridiculous. It was just a forced setup to kind of do their own version of stealing a ship and that sort of thing. But anyway, so yeah, they got to Beverly in the last episode, and this mysterious young fellow with a British accent is revealed to be Beverly's son. Who could be daddy? Well, they reveal it in this one, and Riker is pretty sure he knows. Can't you see what I'm seeing, Jean-Luc? And then at the end, Jean-Luc has to admit it. He's my son. So there you go. Oh, I know. Whew, yeah, I didn't see that coming. Now, I don't know if he's working on some sort of device, you know, or he's aware of some sort of potential weapon called the Red Genesis device. That might be the scenario of an old retired Starfleet admiral running into one of his old girlfriends from his days as captain. And lo and behold, she had his son. So there you go. Long teased throughout the original show that there was a romantic interest between Beverly and Picard, but they never really did anything with it. The movies just completely ignored it, to the detriment of the overall narrative, I think. So they finally resolved that here, that yeah, they got together at some point, and I guess they had a spat, and they split up, and she never told him she was pregnant, and there you go. But his son has become something of a criminal. He's got all these aliases and stuff, but he's probably like a Robin Hood, you know, because he just wants to get medicine to the marginalized people and the outskirts of the galaxy that's beyond Federation space and all that. So, you know, that's his deal. So the crab ship thing that kind of looks like those bugs from that, which I saw other people speculating that maybe that's the connection, because they'll finally resolve that story of that invasion that the Federation had, where they took over the Admiralty basically and possessed them with these parasites or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It's a ship manned by humanoid looking people. I mean, you got these guys in their bird masks and then Amanda Plummer's in charge. Don't know. But anyway, she wants Jack Crusher, Beverly's son, because he's been causing problems for them and stealing stuff and all that kind of thing. And that's the deal, is that you gotta give him up and you guys can go. Well, they won't do it. But meanwhile, 7 and 9, after being caught having enabled people to steal Captain Shaw's shuttle from the Titan, well, she managed to persuade him to take the Titan into this battle to rescue Riker and Picard. And so they do, but then that creates the standoff there, you know. So some of that's not too bad. And then it's kind of a callback to the earlier shows. And there's a standoff, and then they realize that Amanda Plummer's ship is far superior to the Titan and far more weaponry and everything. So she gives them an hour to think it over, you know. And even, you know, classic Star Trek had scenarios like that. But so that's the deal. And finally, Jack Crusher seems to be trying to escape. And get him. And they realize that he's not trying to escape, because where else is he going to go? And Picard is only what he's going to beam over to give himself up to Plummer to save his mother. And that's what he's trying to do. And so Shaw's like, okay, let him go. And it's like, because what other choice do they have? He's got a whole crew he's got to save, and he's got this guy with a criminal record, and you know, and he's like, I don't really have any jurisdiction in this sector of space anyway, and you know, I'm not gonna stop him, you know. But then Picard pulls rank, says he's an admiral, he takes command of the ship and orders them to lock down the transporter so he can't escape, and fires on Plummer's ship and makes good their escape. They zoom off, and then a Plummer is in pursuit to head into the Matura Nebula to have a battle. So the next episode, they'll be hiding in a nebula. Oh, I haven't seen that. After Strange New Worlds ripped that off as well. So I'll probably do that. It's just, look, I was willing to forgive the little Easter eggs and bells and whistles in the first episode, and you kind of expect that sort of thing for these reunion type narratives, you know. But you can't keep doing it, especially from other Star Trek iterations like the original that had nothing to do with the Next Generation. You know, they didn't deal with Khan and all that stuff. So, and it's like the Goldsmiths theme. Yeah, I like the nods to James Horner's music, even though it's not his. It's just a reasonable facsimile thereof. But again, that was for the Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock. It's not a part of Next Generation. But anyway, so that's the deal, and that's when Picard admits he understands that this is his son, because he and Beverly give each other a stare after Riker wakes her up. And I was like, yeah, I wonder why Riker wants to, because they're telling she needs to rest, but he gives her a stimulant shot to wake her up and, guides her onto the bridge. And she stares at Picard. And then Captain Shaw's like, why are you doing this? Why are you taking the ship? And he said, because he's my son. So Shaw's like, oh, yeah, all right. So the chase is on. But even when some of the battle stuff kind of was okay and a little entertaining, they would ruin that by jumping back to Raffi. who's still undercover of some sort, I guess working for Section 31, and supposedly. And she's gone to the Blade Runner set and tries to swindle a Ferengi. In order to prove that she's not an agent, she has to take a hit of their space dope, which of course she's a recovering addict, so it's a dangerous thing for her to do, but she does it. And the Ferengi still doesn't believe her, and they're about to kill her. And then she attacks the Ferengi, but it's pretty much over for her because she's all doped up and stuff. And then some mysterious stranger runs in and starts slicing heads off everywhere. It's Worf. And apparently Worf was her intelligence contact. It was using a female computer voice, you know, but apparently it was him. So that's that so far there. So that's Worf's appearance in the show. And I mean, like some of the trailers, like where he identified himself as a pacifist now, but didn't look like it. He's just slaughtering all those guys in there with his bat'leth, and saves Raffi. So, but that was the only good part. The rest of it is, well, Raffi's still a junkie, you know, and she meets up with her ex-husband, and you know, she's just a disaster, you know. But hey, she's trying to do the right thing and all that. So then they take you back to the real show, which is Picard and everybody on the Titan. But that's about it. The stupid thing was Picard just suddenly takes command of the ship. Well, he already tried that in the previous episode when he wanted to order the ship to change course, and he said, well, I'm an admiral, and he said retired. So it's just a title he retains, but he doesn't really have any authority. Riker has the rank of captain, but he doesn't outrank the other captain. And it's Titan now belongs to Shaw. He's in charge. So, you know, neither one of them had any legal authority to take the ship. But Picard just says it, and the crew just obeys him. Well, he's a legend, you know, so they would. But you already made the point. And I mean, Shaw is concerned as for his crew, so that I think their loyalty would be to him. He said, well, he was kind of mean to Seven. I mean, Annika. I mean, Seven. You know, no. So that's part of the stupid that goes on there. Yes, you can make an argument it's better than the previous 2 seasons, even though it's only 2 episodes. But that's not enough. And it's still got a lot of stupid in it. So, 2 episodes in, I'm not seeing this big miraculous thing that, boy, they really got it good. This one's good. It's just almost adequate, and only in moments. I'm not seeing the great wonder here. Man, it's too bad, because, you know, I was looking for it. I mean, every now and then it's like Riker, and then, well, Riker's a mistake. Like 15 years ago, they should have done a Riker series, you know. Yeah, what a waste. But too late now, really. Yeah, there's just, I don't know. The Worf scene's very brief after he slaughters everybody. So I guess, you know, there'll be more of them in the next one and all that. But yeah, it's just, I don't get it. I don't see it. So there you go. That's I guess I remain disengaged. Yeah. But I watched it, so you know that's 2 in. What is it? 8 more to go, and that'll turn it around, supposedly. But so far, no cigar.